So I am Jane Golden, and I have the honor of running the Mural Arts Program for the city of Philadelphia. And today is a day that we will remember for a long time as we dedicate a new mural honoring Philadelphia civil rights activist Octavius V. Catto. The mural is titled Remembering a Forgotten Hero, and it was led by artists Willis, Nomo Humphrey, and Keir Johnston. Can we have a round of applause for our artists? I want to acknowledge and thank everyone who spearheaded this mural, including the school district, the Catto Memorial Committee, V. Chapman Smith, our reentry program called the Guild, Universal Institute Charter School, Councilman Johnson, Mary Dubin and Dan Biddle, and of course, our mayor. That's right, it took a village. You know, Philadelphia is very lucky to have the support of a city official like Mayor Kenny. He cares deeply and passionately about every one of his constituents. He has shown his commitment to improving the lives of Philadelphians over and over again. And he is a huge fan of Octavius Catto. He was the catalyst behind the sculpture at City Hall, and he was the catalyst for this mural. For years, he was tenacious, and he made sure we got that work of public art on the apron of City Hall. And he was tenacious about this mural. Where's Robin Buseman? She used to run our reentry program, our restorative justice program. Robin remembers getting calls from councilmen, then Councilman Kenny, saying, where is the Catto mural? That was good. You did not let us off the hook. And when he became mayor, Robin Buseman, who called? The mayor. Where's Deb Muller? She was great as well. Anyway, this is so important that we have this mural, and I'm so grateful to the mayor. And he is committed to preserving Catto's legacy. He wants to make sure that our students in the city are learning about our civil rights heroes. African American history is American history. We are so proud to be part of this glorious project. I am honored the mayor is here today, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce Mayor James Penny. Yay!
Thank you very much. Today is a very exciting day. It was about a year ago that we dedicated the Octavius Valentine Catto statue right outside of City Hall. Now we gather to celebrate Catto's legacy once again, this time with a beautiful mural in his memory. I am very, very proud that his legacy is now getting some of the recognition it so richly deserved. O.B. Catto's story is a story of a courageous, unsung young American hero who, like countless other unknown and seldom recognized Black Americans, contributed so much to America's progress. In Philadelphia, our murals are so special because they inspire us. They tell stories. They teach us about different periods in history and the people who made that history. We all have something to learn from Catto's life, and this mural will help his story for many generations to come. As I said before, my hope is that someday every child in Philadelphia and America will know as much about Octavius Catto as they do about George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and Dr. Martin Luther King. I want to sincerely express my gratitude to everyone who made this piece of artwork possible. I want to thank Jane Golden and her team at Mural Arts, especially the artists Willis Humphrey and Keir Johnston, as well as all of our partners, Principal Williams and Universal Charter School, V. Chapman Smith, Councilman Johnson, as well as many others. I want to thanks to your collective efforts, this American hero will now be rightfully memorialized in the neighborhood where he actually lived. And I want all the children here to understand that that man on the wall and all the people on that wall look just like you. You are just like them. You can do great things. Don't let anybody ever hold you back and say you can't do something because of who you are. And let me tell you something. It wasn't just the white men in this country that made this country great. It was people of color and women and other people who made this country great too. They just never got the credit for it. And it's time that we give Octavius and everyone else who contributed like he did credit. Octavius Catto was the Martin Luther King of his day. He was the Jackie Robinson of his day, combined into one. That's an amazing feat, and was killed, assassinated at 32 years of age and accomplished so much. You can do this. You can make our country great. You can make our city great, and we're looking forward and depending on you to do that. God bless you. We love you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Kenny. Those words were stirring. And I'm really excited to be in the 2nd Councilmanic District, which is led by Councilman Kenyatta Johnson. I've had the pleasure to know the councilman for many years. He is a fighter for social justice and his constituents. And when we thought about where a good wall would be, well, truthfully, we looked first east of Broad, and then we went west, and our good friends at Universal helped us find this wall. But we were delighted to be in his district because we know that he is on the right side of so many issues. It's my pleasure to introduce Councilman Kenyatta Johnson.
Good morning, Universal. I can't hear you. Good morning, Universal. That's the spirit. That's what it's all about. And I'm truly honored and privileged to have this opportunity to be here as we dedicate this mural dedicated to Octavius Catto. You know, for me, what makes this day inspiring is the young people who are sitting out here in this crowd. Growing up as a young man in South Philadelphia, you know, oftentimes you look for role models, and for me as a young man, it was the murals all throughout South Philadelphia that inspired me to go beyond my local block of 18th and Dickinson Street. So it inspired me to become a state representative. Those murals inspired me to become a council person. But most important, these murals inspired me to become a great public servant. And so I want to thank the Gambles, Mr. Kenny Gamble and Fatima Gamble. Give them a round of applause first and foremost for stepping up to the plate and allowing this school to have this mural, because most importantly, at the end of the day, these young people will ultimately be our future mayors, our future governors, our future doctors. Some will find a cure for cancer, and so it's murals like this that will inspire them to go on to live a life of public service. And let's give a round of applause to the Universal staff as a whole, because they're doing the hard work day in and day out to make sure that the best and brightest in the 2nd Councilmanic District are educated, and I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge. So this is why I love the mayor, because he's so authentic and has such a passion for all people. And we're both South Philadelphians, but when it comes to making sure that great icons such as Octavius Catto are memorialized and honored, he's probably one of the best individuals who have stepped up to the plate to continue legacies of African Americans being honored here in the city of Philadelphia. So give him a real big round of applause. Natural guy, probably the most humblest guys I've ever met. We just thank you, Mr. Mayor. And he took the bold step as a council person to make sure we had a statue of Octavius Catto on the City Hall dais. So thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, everyone else. God bless.
Thank you, Councilman, and thank you for those remarks. That means a lot. And we're unstoppable. We're going to keep doing murals because they're the autobiography of the city. All right. Not that I'm excited about that or anything. Not me. Okay, unfortunately, the great historian who we love, V. Chapman Smith, who has done so much to make this mural a reality, was not able to join us today. In her place, we have Yassin Muhammad and Shaquita Smith from the School District of Philadelphia, who have been extraordinary partners. Shaquita and Yassin, please come up.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
This past year, the School District of Philadelphia, with the support of the Catto Memorial Fund, engaged 80 public school teachers, as well as lead teachers at Universal Charter, with the story of Catto and its significance in the American civil rights story. We were able to reach over 11,000 students and bring students to City Hall to speak up about what they learned and what the Catto story meant to them. And they put their marks on the mural, this beautiful mural, at a Mural Arts Paint Day. My partner, Shaquita Smith, and I learned many things from that experience. Most important are, Catto is an important lens to learn about a time in our nation when African Americans forged dramatic change to the U.S. Constitution and what it meant to be a citizen.
The foundational changes that Catto and his allies put on the books paved the way for the modern civil rights movement and the work of such people as Martin Luther King Jr.
Catto's work as an educator, combined with work with his peers like Fannie Jackson, depicted in the far lower right of the mural, led to the creation of important colleges and universities for African Americans. These produced and continue to produce generations of African American leaders.
Catto was much remembered and loved by Philadelphia's African American community. It is in this community through institutions like St. Thomas African Episcopal Church and the O.V. Catto Lodge that have kept his memory alive and reflect the power of community memory that is important for our students to know, as well as important for us to incorporate into the public memory.
Catto's story was more than the story of a singular man. As reflected in this beautiful mural, his story is of a community, a city, and a nation. If you look closely at the Catto mural, you see members of that community and the story of that community embedded. In the lower left corner, the man with the squared off beard and bow tie is Jacob C. White, Catto's closest friend and ally, who helped him lobby PA legislators to change the streetcar law, played for and helped manage Catto's Pythian Baseball Club. At age 18, he confronted the governor of Pennsylvania with the call for equal political rights and was the first man of color to become principal of a Philadelphia public school.
If you look to Catto's left shoulder, you see author Charlotte Fortin of Philadelphia's Fortin Purvis family of civil rights activists. Her anti-slavery poems were published nationally when she was still a teenager. She marched against the fugitive slave law, wrote song lyrics about equal rights that black men sang here on July 4th, 1859, and went south during the Civil War to teach newly freed people of the Union-occupied island of South Carolina.
Catto and his contemporaries stand as our standard bearer for civil rights during this important time in Philadelphia and in the nation. They show how important our city has been in shaping the nation beyond the founding story we tell at Independence Park. And they show how important it is for young people to get involved. Catto was a 16-year-old man when he began his activism. Some of you are approaching that age. Get involved in our city, help shape it the way he did.
From the learning this past year and the continuing education effort around the Catto story, the young scholars in our school are given their voice to issues that will shape their future and the views that they have about our democratic republic. We must keep top of mind that Catto's story is the story of youth, a young man who gained his own voice by age 16. We look forward to continued collaboration with the Universal and the many neighborhood public schools represented by Mary McLeod Bethune, Paul Lawrence Dunbar, and Abraham Lincoln. Those schools are here today.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was wonderful, and it's wonderful that this project lives on in so many ways. So really, we have so much gratitude to you. So we have a saying at Mural Arts. If you know me, you've probably heard it. You might be tired of it, but don't get tired of it, because it's real. And that saying is that art ignites change. And we see evidence of it all the time in our art education classes, in the work we do in prisons, in the behavioral health system. We see the thrill at community paint days you've heard referenced today, at neighborhood gatherings, at our community hub spaces. The change we see is palpable. Some of it is on place, but much of the change is on individuals. All the work we do, and don't mistake this, all the work we do is about equity and opportunity and access. Everyone deserves things. All young people deserve access to art education. It is non-negotiable. Yes. It's so important to affirm who we are as individuals and as a community through art and art making. And it's especially to do this work with young people. So it's a pleasure to partner with the school district. We offer programs for over 2,000 young people every year, and I hope next year I can tell you it's more. So to work with the Universal Institute Charter School was really a thrill, because anytime we can serve more kids is a good day for us. Through this mural, the artists work with students here, taught them about Catto's life and struggles. I'd like to welcome Jeffrey Williams, the principal of the Universal Institute Charter School, along with some students, to say a few words. I know, he's a great guy. And he's coming up with Jalen Collins, Frankie Robinson, Julius Turner, and Alessandro Caramocco. Another round of applause.
Okay, I think I do have an unfair advantage here. So as my scholars are taking place, I have to take advantage of this opportunity. Scholars, get ready. Who are we? What do we do? What does that mean? Thank you. So, on December of 2017, exactly at 2:30 p.m., Universal Institute Charter School embarked on this exciting journey with Mural Arts Philadelphia to bring to life this beautiful mural that you see before us of Octavius V. Catto. Yes. This journey led us to February of 22nd of 2018, where the design of Willis, Humphrey, and Keir Johnston was revealed right here at Universal Institute Charter School in our multi-purpose room. On May 7th of 2018, our UICS scholars participated in a Speak Up event right in the mayor's office, where our scholars presented a script of the life of Octavius V. Catto. And on May the 17th of 2018, we hosted a Paint Day event right here where our scholars had the awesome chance of painting portions of this very mural right in our multi-purpose room. We also wrapped things up in that same month with a Catto door contest and hallway contest. Today, October the 2nd, we dedicate this amazing mural. But the journey for UICS doesn't end here. A people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is a tree without roots. Marcus Garvey. Thank you, Jan Golden, for helping plant this root right here at UICS. And so we're looking forward to the enormous of scholars that will be coming through UICS to learn about the life of Octavius V. Catto. So, of course, this will not be possible without my awesome staff that I have to thank for pulling off this event. So give it up for my awesome staff and scholars. And whom of which you're going to see right now. So I have two scholars. I don't know if these mics are working. If we want to try. So before you are my awesome scholars that Jane just introduced, and then we're going to follow right up with our UICS orchestra and the Clef Club, who is supporting and sponsoring our orchestra today. Thank you.
Greetings, parents, teachers, fellow peers, and community. I am Jalen Collins.
I'm Frankie Robinson.
I'm Julius Turner.
And I'm Alessandro Caramocco.
Universal Family of Schools is pleased to have you here with us as we pay reverence to Octavius Valentine Catto. Octavius V. Catto can be recognized for his great contributions to the African American community. Creating the first African American baseball league, being an activist for civil rights, and taking on the role of becoming a teacher and eventually becoming a principal, Octavius V. Catto lived a short but impacting life. Catto lived a life that impacted the lives of many, including us, as we stand here before you at this current time.
Catto's resiliency and dedication led us to a legacy of efforts and issues that could not be and has not been dismissed. If you were now to look around you, meet the many faces who have boldly accepted to pick up the Catto torch and forge forward with his legacy.
Whether it be with a baseball glove, a peaceful protest for Black Lives Matter, or a role in the education field, you too can experience many triumphs with the tenacity of this particular individual.
So please, join us as we prepare for the unveiling of a forgotten hero, but a living legacy, Octavius V. Catto.
Okay, next I'd like to introduce Dr. Penny Nixon. She is the Senior Executive Vice President of Education and the Chief Academic Officer for Universal. As you know, the Universal Institute Charter School is part of a larger family of schools managed by Universal Companies. Universal Companies is an amazing organization. Since its inception in 1993, it has worked to bring economic and social investment, improve the quality of housing, work to bring jobs, fight crime, improve education, support community members, and build a vital neighborhood. If there is anyone who knows Philadelphia schools inside and out, it is Dr. Nixon. She's worked for the School District of Philadelphia for 20 years and has received recognition for her work in championing equality, access, and excellence for all students. We are honored she's here today. Let's please welcome Dr. Penny Nixon.
Good morning. Let's give another round of applause to our amazing scholars. I am so happy and grateful to everyone who has been involved with this project. I want to thank our mayor, our founders of Universal Companies, Kenny and Fatima Gamble. Thank you to the Mural Arts Philadelphia and our amazing artists. But most of all, I want to thank everyone who was involved with this project because of the power that it will have on our scholars that you see before you and for generations to come. How powerful is it for our scholars to look up at that mural and see such bravery and greatness, and then see that bravery and greatness in themselves. Thank you again, and let's continue with this beautiful and wonderful dedication.
That was wonderful. And now I'm going to bring up somebody who is a friend and a colleague and just a source of inspiration and a long-distance runner, and she's so committed to this part of the city, and that is Eve Lewis, the Vice President for Universal. Eve was an important member of the advisory committee on this. She's an important member of the community and the city, and she's introducing somebody who is my hero, Kenny Gamble. Eve Lewis!
Thank you so much. Everything is so beautiful. One of the best parts of my job is working with people who partner with us to do amazing things. Creative artists like Kier and Willis. Ernell worked with us on our other mural that we have on campus here. And so it's just been a beautiful, beautiful partnership. But one of the best things that I could ever have happen is to work for Universal and meet Mr. Gamble and his beautiful wife and the vision that he had for this community. So I am going to introduce one of the most wonderful artists, our chairman and CEO. It gives me great pride to introduce Mr. Kenny Gamble.
Well, good morning. Let's get it a little bit louder. Good morning. And thank God for a nice sunny day. As a matter of fact, where we're sitting at, it might be a little bit too sunny. But I'd just like to say to you that that this is a dream come true. Before I go any further, let's give a big hand to my wife, Fatima Gamble. And I'm really glad to be here today because O.V. Catto, when you look at this man, you're looking at a man who fought for freedom for African American people. You're looking at a man who stood for justice. Let me hear everybody say justice. Justice. One more time, a little bit louder. Justice. Justice. That's what you see when you look at this man. This man was fighting for justice for African American people. And so you have an opportunity. I look at some of the young brothers and sisters here. Life is very short. So do the best that you can and learn as much as you can. And let's give a big hand to all your teachers. I think the teachers are the, where they at? Come on, give them a big hand. So just remember, and I'm very glad to be here, and O.V. Catto, he's a symbol of a man and a community of that time who actually gave his life. And you can't give more than your life. He gave his life for freedom and justice for African American people. So thank you very much, and I'm very glad to be here, and thank Jane and the arts people. You gotta have more art. You gotta have more arts and music. I was listening to the band here. They did pretty good as they got going. They got more in tune, you know what I mean? And I think it was great. But you gotta have the arts. And if we had more of the arts, then our communities would be a lot calmer. Everybody would be much calmer and really want to improve themselves, because music, it calms. There's an old saying that music calms the savage beast. That's what's in all of us. So thank you so much, and I'm glad to see you. Keep on looking at O.V. Catto so you can implement what he has done. Thank you.
Penny Gamble, there's to be more art. That's right, we are gonna keep working on that. Thank you, you're an inspiration for so many of us. Okay, who here likes art down here? I have a feeling. We have artists down here? Okay, how many murals do we have in the city? Who wants to guess? Okay. How many murals do we have? 35. No, we've been busy. Okay. How many? 90? Okay, who wants to guess over 4,000? And guess what? You'd be right. Let's hear it for Philly. It's an awesome collection of public art. I'm sorry, it's like 4,008. This might be 9. But anyway, it's a big collection and it makes our city sing. Now, I might be biased, right? Maybe a little bit. But I think that murals have a certain magic. It's their size, it's their scale, it's their color. It's the way they surprise us when we turn the corner of a street. But there's something else. The over 4,000 murals we have created since 1984 are the visual map of our city. They're like thousands of words. They talk about our memories, our dreams, our hopes, and our aspirations. What is thrilling about this mural is it tells the story of a hero, a person of courage and fortitude. Willis and Keir gracefully and graciously assembled an incredible team, and over almost 2 years, carefully constructed this beautiful work of art that you see. And it's a wonderful pairing with a memorial on the apron of City Hall by Brantley Cadet. And why is this important? At 32 years old, Catto made a huge impact on the life of our city and far beyond. He is an incredible example how one person can make a difference. This is an inspiration to us all, and telling this history is part of helping people navigate towards the future. And when times seem bleak, we need to look to Catto. We need to visit our sometimes forgotten history of triumph and transformation. So to all the young people who are here today, we want you to look at Catto every day and have confidence that you can change the world because people have done that before. May the mural be for all of you a beacon, a landmark, a continual source of pride and inspiration. Let the past become a torch we carry into the night that is the future. That's why murals matter. And before I introduce the artist, this mural was also made possible through the support of our Guild program. The Guild is a paid apprenticeship program under our restorative justice portfolio that gives formerly incarcerated individuals all kinds of rich, wonderful opportunities to develop job skills. All the members of the Guild who worked on this mural are employed. That's why they're not here. But I want to say their names because I'm so proud of them. Sayon Brown, Tahir Briscoe, Lamar Rollins, Robert Curley, Tevin Wilkes, Aaron Falk, and Robert Martin. Can we have a round of applause for our Guild program? And Dewan Williams, who leads it. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce the artist. We believe at Mural Arts that artists are agents of change. They change the world through their genius and their creativity. They beautify our environment. They inspire us to think differently and extensively about our beliefs and values. Willis Nomo Humphrey and Keir Johnston are both artists from Philadelphia. They're founders of the Amber Art and Design Collective, one of our favorite artist collectives. And Willis is one of our staff artists at Mural Arts. They are responsible for countless, countless works of public art throughout this city and beyond. And they are known for their social advocacy efforts as well. Both Willis and Keir worked with young people, with our restorative justice program, with tons of constituents and neighbors and communities to create this mural. I feel so proud of them. At Mural Arts, I think the engine is really the artist, and the fact that we can be a platform, a foundation, a point where artists can come and create and know we're going to support and believe in them is something that gives me great pleasure every day that I do this work. I know that my life and the life of Mural Arts and the city of Philadelphia has been infinitely enriched because of artists like Keir and Willis. I'd like Willis to please come up and say a few words.
Good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? I'm actually one part of a duo that designed and created this mural. So my partner, Keir Johnston, was unable to be here today, unfortunately, but I know he's here in spirit. It was a long journey, but we are finally at the finish line. Before I start, I'd like to thank my partner, Valerie, and my kids, Chloe, Logan, and Dylan. Family is so important, and this was definitely a family effort. As I'm looking out at the crowd, I know y'all are looking at the mural, and it's beautiful, but what's so beautiful from my perspective is all of you coming together, and that's what we need to do. I think that's what Catto was about, to see all the generations, all the young people, our future, our past, coming together in peace and positivity is a beautiful thing. I'd also like to thank, of course, Mural Arts under the leadership of Jane Golden. I've traveled quite a bit recently, and I've seen other cities, and it just makes me so grateful and know how fortunate we are in Philadelphia to have Mural Arts be such an integral part of our city. I'd also like to thank Universal Charter and the Gambles. As we've been working on this mural, it's been amazing to see the students have so much discipline, so much organization, so much positivity from the staff and the students, and I know that's coming from the leadership. So definitely grateful for the Gambles. Also like to thank, there's so many people that helped us on this mural. It's not just the beautiful artwork, but we had historians come in and give us influence on the figures that needed to be in there and their significance. So I'd like to thank V. Chapman, Philadelphia School District, Dan and Murray, and all the countless people that helped us out to influence this mural. And finally, I'd just like to say that Catto stood for two things, as well as many others, but the two things that I take away from it that are so important at this juncture in our lives is voting and also education. So it's so ideal that this mural is on a school because the kids can learn from this. It's not just a beautiful mural, it's also a learning component. And right now we need to be an educated population. We all need to vote. So many people have sacrificed their lives to give us the opportunity to vote. So we don't need to squander that. We need to notice the importance and act on it. So I thank you, all these beautiful students. Be encouraged. Go for it. Whatever your desires, your passions, go for it. There's nothing that can hold you back but yourself. So please step forward and strive for the best. Thank you all for coming out, and hope you appreciate the mural. Get up.
Thank you, Willis. Well, you have inspired us. Okay, who knows that October's Mural Arts Month? It is, so happy Mural Arts Month, everyone. And it's sponsored by Pico. Can we have a round of applause for Pico? They put on our electricity, but they're also great corporate citizens. Mural Arts Month is a month-long celebration of public art in our city. So we hope that you come to some of our events. We have many of them. So we don't do this work alone. It's a big village. I know you've heard some thank yous, but there's some final thanks. So here I go, the lightning round. Of course, to our mayor, Jim Kenney, to Deb Muller from his office, to the Catto Memorial. She was the Catto Memorial Liaison for the mayor's office. I want to thank Councilman Johnson, who's so wonderful, and to all of City Council for their support. To our project funders, the City of Philadelphia and the Hummingbird Foundation. Can we have a round of applause for Dave and Jane Hummel? They helped make this possible. From our project partners, the school district, Shaquita Smith, Inyasin Mohammed, Universal Institute Charter School, our principal, Jeffrey Williams, Eve Lewis, all the students. Thank you to Universal, especially to Kenny Gamble, Fatima Gamble, Dr. Penny Nixon, Eve Lewis. We want to thank Charles Croce and Kelly Murphy from the Philadelphia History Museum, Mary Dubin and Dan Biddle, historians and co-authors of the Great Catto Book, Keir and Willis, yay! To Robin Buseman, who helps get this project started, who ran a restorative justice program. To Corinne Wilson, the project manager extraordinaire. Where is Corinne Wilson? She's wonderful. Now she's full-time at Mural Arts, yay! To the restorative justice team, Grace Cannon, Meg Walensky, Will Ballas Cooper, Dwan Williams, the Guild, Nicole McDonald, and the communications team. And a huge thank you to everyone on the Catto Advisory Committee. V. Chapman Smith, Mary Dubin, Dan Biddle, Jeffrey Williams, Eve Lewis, Shaquita Smith, Hassim Muhammad. Thank you. And thank you to the Mural Arts Month sponsors, Pico, Nick and Dee Adams, Lyft, the Magic Foundation, the Parkway Corporation, the Hankin Management Company, Relief Communications, Wawa, the Independence Foundation, and Federal Donuts. There's a Mural Arts donut. It's blueberry. It's very pretty. So, I want to thank everyone for coming here today. This was an amazingly inspiring event. It took a village to do this. We have such gratitude. And remember, at the end of the day, that art ignites change. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Oh, wait. We're going to dedicate this formally. I almost forgot. Where's Nicole McDonald? Okay, I think that people who have this is a confetti stick. And this is how we formally punctuate the end of a project. But to be clear, this lives on as an icon and a source of pride, right? This no longer belongs to us. We're turning it over to the community. And at the count of 3, who's got one?
So get ready, get set. 1, 2, 3.